All right, welcome back to the Ron and E podcast, y'all. Today I got a special guest with us. Unfortunately, I don't have my co-host Elijah with me today. He's still out in California, but video still got to be done. You already know the drill. But man, my special guest, man, why don't you introduce yourself? Where they can find you out, socials. I know you do YouTube as well, man. So tell where they can find you at.
Yeah, most definitely. How everybody doing? My name is Jalen. I'm from Baltimore, but you can find me on YouTube at Jay's Drip Show. You can also find me on Twitch at Jay's Drip Show. On Twitch, that's Jay's Drip Show, all together, no spaces. On Instagram, same thing. You can find me on all socials. But yeah, it's a little bit about myself. I played basketball, I played football growing up. I'm really big on sports. So yeah.
So, I remember when I first met you at church, right? And so, I just remember that drive back to my dorm and stuff. And I was just hearing you tell this really nice story, really cool story. I thought, the podcast would really get to know and stuff. And so I kind of want to just ask you, how was the journey of not being at school at first and kind of just working towards that offer? What was kind of your process of that? How was your mind going?
Yeah, so off rip, my story is very complicated because me personally, I developed the love for basketball really late. And when I say late, I want to say around the time I was just starting high school back in 2016. But I still had a heavy passion for football. I didn't really make the full. I'll say this: I didn't really fully try to attempt my transfer from sports until I'll say my junior year when I tried out. I couldn't finish tryouts due to me having to go to the hospital for my baby sister was being born. And then I tried out again my senior year and that didn't work out for me. And but by the time I was trying out, that passion for basketball skyrocketed. Like it was something I really wanted to do. And it's crazy because, when you look at it from a certain perspective, I'm a senior. At this point, if you're getting cut from your senior team, it's going to be really hard to try to play on the next level. So, but thankfully, around the time I was trying out, I met this guy named Marvin Rogers. He was my first major connection for basketball. And I kind of ran it down to him that I never played basketball before. I never played basketball in any kind of organized structure. I never played rec. I never played AAU. Never played for middle school. Never played for high school, obviously. And I told him my story. Now, this was probably 2 weeks before the senior tryouts, but he saw that kind of drive I had. So he kind of saw that early on, and he saw how passionate I was. And I told him I was going to put the work in because the kind of guy he is, he's seen a lot of clients who's all talk but no action. So when I started training with him, he saw off rip, even though I was terrible, I was be straightforward. I was terrible in the beginning, but he saw how serious it was. He saw my heart before he saw anything else. So he told me right away, if I would have met you 6 months sooner, you would have been a starter on your varsity team. And he said, for right now, don't even worry about you getting cut from the team. Worry more about me preparing you to play next level. And that's where it started at. That's where me and his relationship really started at, because he gave me hope that I didn't have to worry about playing in high school no more. But he knew that because of my story, me never playing basketball to this point, I can't take the conventional way. I can't just choose a D1 school and go to D1. I would love to go to Towson and play for y'all, but that's just not how it was going to work out with my kind of story. So he had a game plan set for me. Now, the game plan was originally for me to go to COVID. It was to go to prep school, but COVID got in the way of that. So the year I graduated, 2020, COVID happened, and it was a lot of confusion. But we actually used that to our advantage. So while a lot of people was at home, not really doing anything productive, me and him was getting workouts in. We social distance, we kept it safe, but we didn't use quarantine, COVID, all that stuff as an excuse. Use that as a vantage point. And luckily for, the regulations of prep schools, you have 2 years to do after high school. So I still had one more year. All I needed was the 1 year. And recently, this past year, I played for Mount Zion, actually here in Atlanta, Maryland, and it worked out pretty well. Top 4 school in the nation. Highly ranked during the season. We actually jumped up to number 2. Had the chance to still number 1, but we lost that game against the number 1 team. Had the chance to win the finals, but we got bounced. But it was high credibility, and it was really interesting because starting off, with Marvin Rogers, or his nickname is Big Show. I would just refer to him as Big Show from this point on. But for Big Show, he based everything for me off of predictions. Like, for example, I'll tell you this. When he was training me during the COVID year, he was like, Jalen, I'm sending you to prep school in 2021. It's going to be down south. It's probably going to be at a very low unranked prep school, but somewhere where we know that the coach will let you in. Because he was basing off my skill set. He knew my job. He knew I had a heart for it. I was also responsible enough to take it serious. But he didn't know how he felt about my work ethic, my skill. That's what I wanted to say. He didn't know how he felt about my skill. So he was like, I might send you to Florida. I might send you somewhere down South Carolina to a few unranked prep schools, but you'll get a lot of playing time. You'll be on the team. Now, me, the kind of guy I am, I live off of people who doubt on me. I live off of people who underestimate me. So that's when I turned the jet fuel up, and I had to see it for myself first. I had to see how far can Jalen go? How hard can Jalen train? What's my limit? What's my max? And I just took it there. And it inspired Show to go ahead and call the head coach of Mount Zion, or the recruiting coach, rather, the assistant coach, though. He came up, and I didn't even know this happened, but he came up to one of my workout sessions. He saw how hard I was going, and they threw me that offer. So where I would have been going, which was unranked, nobody knows about these prep schools and all that stuff, but I would have gotten playing time, actually put me in a way better position now. I'm playing for the number 4 team in the entire nation. And I'm going to be surrounded by bosses. I'm going to be surrounded by people who had the talent, who's been playing basketball for 10 plus years, who knows people. One of my teammates was teammates with Emmanuel Hansen, the guy with the one arm that's killing the game right now, by the way. I played on a team with him, played on a team with people who's most likely going to be in the league in the next 4 years. So I was really put in the best position by going to Mount Zion Prep. And I got to stay in Maryland too, which was really good for me. But yeah, that's really the origin story of me and my trainer, and where it's like carried on from so far. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I'm pretty sure other people probably maybe have similar background stories like you and stuff. So I want to ask you, how did you did you ever the thought of doubt ever crossed your mind, and how did you deal with doubt? Because there's other people out there that maybe think they can't do it, or you know what I mean, that the journey's hard and stuff like that. But from your story, it's you really worked through a bunch of stuff and to get to where you are. So how did you deal with that thought of doubt?
I'm glad you asked me that. Because the kind of mindset I have, it's kind of like when they always mean Michael Jordan say, where I took that personal. Well, I kind of live that same way. I like to be very straightforward when I tell my story. I got picked on a lot growing up. For a lot of people, like you see me in person, I'm not really the tallest guy out. And it was a point in time when I was very chubby. It was a point in time when I was very slow. I was very unathletic. I didn't have any hands to catch a ball or anything like that. And it was hard because I always had the heart for it, but my skill set never matched up. And it's gotten serious, like to the point where I had to make up in my mind, what does Jalen want to do? I want to keep doing the things that I love. I want to keep doing the things that make me happy, which means playing the sports. But my story goes way back. Even when I was playing football, I have teammates that's supposed to be your brothers. That's supposed to be people that got your back through thick and thin. Now, I had some good teammates, but unfortunately, it's people who told me straight up, I ain't going to amount to nothing. It's people who, and this was on me for even saying this, because a lot of people aren't mature to hear other people's dreams. But I said, I'm going to be somebody big. I'm going to be, when I was playing football, I was going to be in the NFL. When I was trying to start playing basketball, I'm going to be in the NBA one day. And it'll be like the laughing stock of the conversation. Like I know how that feels. I know how it feels to fail. Getting cut, I always took that personally. I always took it with an open mind to know what I can do better, but I never just accepted failure. I was going to get something out of it. Anytime I got cut from a sport, I didn't go home to weep. I didn't go home to throw myself a pity party. When I got cut from playing football, what I did was I went straight home and I went straight to the field. I started running routes again. I started lifting weights even more. Like, it's a drive. I kind of, in a certain way, I thrive off of my failure. I also thrive off of doubt. I've had family doubt. I had a lot of people who I've told the dream to, and they giving up on me. Even to an extent, the people that helped me out, coach me, train me, they're not all the way locked in, but that's where faith come in. So, and that's why, having a relationship with Christ is very important, because what really, to basically answer your question, what really gets me through is my faith. It's my faith that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's my faith that I can get the job done. I don't got to bet on these people. I only got to bet on the guy that trains me. I just got to believe in myself. I got to come in with the work. I got to lock in, and I have to have faith in the one above. So that's what's got me so far, because I wasn't supposed to go to Mount Zion. I'm not even supposed to be hooping. None of this is supposed to happen. A guy like me is supposed to be, probably working a job somewhere, or I could be in school, but just only in school to do schoolwork. I'm not supposed to be playing sports outside of high school. Nobody, and when I say this, I'll say this, and not to sound cocky or nothing, but it's just where my faith is. It's just where how I've been blessed. Like, I'm not supposed to, spend 20 years of my life not hooping. Now in the 20th year, I'm playing on the top 4 team in the country, like it's a blessing. And I say that, I try to say that in the most humble way I can as well, because it's like thinking about it, even for myself, saying that out loud, it doesn't add up, but that's how grateful I am though. So like circling back to it, I'm very grateful for that. But it wouldn't have happened without my faith. It wouldn't have happened without my faith. It wouldn't have happened without a relationship with Christ. I'll say that as well. Now I'll probably dig more into that as well. But it came from faith. It came from believing in myself. And it comes from this, which I always tell everybody. Do what makes you happy. That could be anything. I don't care if it's sports, if you want to be a singer, actor, actress. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care what the pigment of your skin is, what you're passionate about. Set a game plan and work towards. You got to grind. Anybody can dream, but how bad do you want that dream? As you see, I had to push through the pain of family and friends down me. I had to push through the laughter. People laughing, making jokes about how I'm not going to amount to nothing. Like, you got to push through that. If you have a dream that you're very passionate about, you got to push through that. But you got to do what you love, though. So I always tell people, do what you love regardless. Let them hate, but you got to elevate above that. And that's what I did. That's what got me through.
Yeah, bro, that's amazing stuff, bro. Like, I always like to one thing I learned is that you have to believe first before you can make others believe. So it's like, if you don't believe in what you're doing, then how can you make others also see the vision? Because at first, no one's going to really see the vision, only you do. And so you have to really take those steps into your goal, like really like set aside, like, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and that to attain this goal. And so like, even like starting this podcast, like me and my friend Elijah, the co-host, we just thought about this, for weeks and months and stuff like that. We just didn't know how to go about it. Right. And so then just one day we were just like, you know what, why don't we just talk about sports on Zoom or something? You know what I mean? And then like, boom, we just made a couple more videos, you know what I mean? Get a little, we're working on consistency, but, we got good views, we've been gaining more and more subscribers. Like, I've been receiving love at school and stuff like that. So it's like the work really, like, it's really showing. And so like, for anybody out here watching it, like, if you really put your mind to it, you can really like achieve anything that you want to do. Like, definitely go for what you want to do in life. You know what I mean? But I want to like, ask you a final question is like, what kind of like life lessons have you learned like from the story? Like, what things have you really learned from this journey? How did you like grow as a person from this journey? So yeah.
A lot. I learned a lot. So kind of piggybacking on to like what I was talking about. My dreams were tested plenty of times. I've been tested whenever I got talked badly on. I've been tested when people was walked out on me when I needed them the most, when I was really relying on them to have my back. It's been tested anytime I got cut. That's a major one. It even gets tested when I'm playing a sport, but I'm having a bad season. I'm doing terrible. You know, the shot's not falling. You know, I'm losing the ball on my handles. Just anything. So, and then the test can even be simple adversity, like, you know, the body pain, the agony, you know, the conditioning. That's a big one. But I'll say that me surviving it all really shows how strong I really am. Really shows how strong I am mentally, physically, and what I'm actually capable of. And the amazing thing is, regardless of, even if I weren't to play sports, I know what I can handle. I know that whatever I put my mind towards, as long as I'm truly passionate about it, I know what I can handle. I know my limits. I know where I can surpass as well. And sports really taught that about myself, what I can really get done in life. You know, a few years ago, I didn't think I'd be this far. And I'm not even just speaking about the sport of basketball. I'm talking about in life. Because when you get tried so much with what you're passionate about, you start to develop. Two things will happen. Like, for example, for me, I started to develop a solution-based mindset. I became more solution-oriented. When things wasn't working out, I didn't give up. I didn't give in. I was solution-based. And I came up with, okay, I can identify the problem. What can we do to fix it? And that's exactly what I started doing. I didn't just sit in trouble and pain. I had to figure out how we're going to fix this mess. But, you know, the other way it goes about, and this will show it, whether you're passionate about it or not, it's the excuses. A lot of people make excuses. A lot of people give up right away, or they just start talking bad about themselves. And, you know, what you say out your mouth is very powerful as well. But you know, it's a lot that comes to that. Now, will times get hard when it comes to chasing dreams, of course. And that's why I got to keep your mind right. But my biggest journey throughout it all was actually when I was going to Mount Zion, because though I got to stay in Maryland, I moved away from my family because I'm like in PG County now. I live in Baltimore, so and we couldn't go nowhere. We couldn't really leave. We couldn't really have an outside life. So my life was at campus for the next 7 months. So, you know, it was hard. I never had a roommate before, or I had to, you know, eat somebody else's food, like, you know, cook food from somebody else. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. I can get into so much about it. But you know, I started to develop anxiety, especially when it came to playing basketball. Because the kind of team I had, besides me, everybody else on the team was recruited. That was recruited was like the best player on that high school team. Like, it's like an all-star team, basically. And that's exactly what we was. So I remember in the month of September when we first started, I got people my height, 1 million, and you know, people got crazy shot pulling up from half court. I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm thinking I'm doing something because I'm playing from Mount Zion. Like I'm on. I see my teammates, they looking like the Monstars of Space Jam. Like they killing it. Shout out to the team because we had a really great season. But I remember my grandfather, who actually used to deacon in church himself, he told me the best way to start your day is you wake up 10 minutes earlier than usual and spend that 10 minutes before you even do anything, before you even brush your teeth, check your phone, any of that, is to open your Bible and go through it, read it. And it also taught me to develop a relationship with Christ regardless of what I'm doing in life. Because my life for the past 7 months was basketball and basketball only. But I still found a way to include Christ in it. And best believe it calmed my anxiety. I started saying affirmations as well. Because like I said, what you say out your mouth is very powerful. Because what you're saying, you're believing, you're thinking it's in your subconscious mind. And like if I say, like, for example, we run a sprint, man, I can't do this next sprint. I'm tired. I don't feel like doing this. You're gonna be training your subconscious mind to not want to do it. And be, I got this, man. This my favorite part of practice. It's nobody's favorite part of practice. Nobody wants to sprint. In reality, nobody wants to sprint. But you gotta tell yourself that regardless. You gotta be like, man, I love sprints. You could be panting already. You could be sweating, about to pass out. And you say, man, I love sprints. You just gotta give yourself that extra boost. If you give yourself that extra boost, you're at least training your mind to use your training your mind to be that extra generator to push yourself in this work. So I say affirmations now. I prayed before and after games, you know, and I'm talking about my own prayer, like before we do the Lord's prayer, before you know, our game started. So just, you know, reading the Bible every morning and also mentioning Christ to my teammates, you know, being a role model. And I learned so much from that. I didn't even know that I was capable of this, but I actually became a leader of the team. Now, I may have not been the team captain or had a guy with the most skill, but I definitely made a big impact on my team just because of my leadership skills, because how I carry myself as a person. Because my teammates got the talent, but a lot of people sleeping in, so they realized I was up while they were sleeping, getting shots up. And as the season progressed, I started seeing more people in the gym in the morning time, getting shots up, working out. But you know, me personally, I knew that if I wanted to be on the same level as my teammates, I can't be doing what they're doing as far as the negatives. I don't really have the privilege to you know, sleep in, or after we have the first practice, go back to my dorm rooms and probably catch a nap or just chill out. No, my day started at 7 a.m. The first practice ain't till 8 o'clock, but my day started at 7. I'm already getting shots up. After practice and weightlifting, the only break I had was breakfast. Then I'm back in the gym. Not only am I going to burn the calories down, I'm getting more work in. I'm keeping my coaches busy. Give me a drill. Give me something to work on. You've seen my practices, where am I lacking at? Where are my strengths at? I kept myself busy. I couldn't be in my dorm. I wasn't missing nothing in that dorm anyway. And then even at practice, I gave my all. And when I wasn't in, when I was watching from the sidelines, I didn't just sit there. I watched. I paid attention. What is the guy in my position doing? How's he running this play? How should I do this? How should I do that? How should my tendencies be? And I use it to my advantage, and it really helped me out. And I influenced my teammates to kind of do the same thing, and that's what got us really far.
And bro, that's amazing. That's amazing, bro. Like you said, like just a lot of things that like I hope like the viewers are just able to watch, you know, because I want to do more of this where, you know, I have different, you know, people, athletes, or just people in general, like kind of just around the community, kind of just share wisdom and stuff and advice and just like their backstory and stuff like that. Because everybody comes from like a different backstory. Everybody has a different path. And so like definitely like glad that like you're kind of like the first one I could like get the chance to really do this with, you know. But you know, a question to close you out with, man. Who's winning the finals, bro?
That's tough. I'm always going to say the Warriors, but I don't know. After the Celtics in game one like that,
Yeah.
Business. They mean I'm still riding with the Warriors, though, but they mean business though. So I was thinking this was going to be a cakewalk for a team like the Warriors. I knew that it was going to have competition though, because both teams are very similar. It's just one that has little superstars. Not that the Celtics don't got superstars, but
yeah.
But both teams, as far as team chemistry, they both equals on that. But we got Curry, Jordan Poole, just Draymond Green on the defensive tip, Klay Thompson. It's hard. It's hard. But the Celtics definitely meant business that game one. I saw the highlights of it. So it's gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be a fight.
Nah, for sure. It's definitely gonna be like a really good series, bro. Because I was watching it last night and Curry was going off, and then I kind of looked down at the score and I kind of see the Celtics still hanging around in the game. And then, sure enough, fourth quarter hits, Celtics make a run and take that game. But like for sure, it's gonna be a good series though. I don't know either. It's so close, but you know, I like the Warriors too though. So I'm gonna stick with the Warriors. That was my original pick. So I mean, yeah. But man, I appreciate you for your time, man. You know, didn't want to take too much of your time, bro. I really just appreciate everything you kind of said, a bunch of powerful stuff, you know what I mean? And like, again, I'm gonna have your socials in the video and in the description. So, I mean, they'll know where to find you and stuff like that. And I mean, just thank you for your time, bro.
Hey, anytime, man. Have me back. I love talking.
I will, bro. All right, man. I appreciate you, bro. Stay safe, man.
All right.